So you expect a man to go all out on the first date. Is that right?
I mean, you're supposed to. When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted. So you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree.
I
went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman, which I believe I have done.
I mean, you've been pretty nice, but I mean,
and then
Cheesecake Factory.
One of the brothers uploaded this video of a woman claiming she's too good to eat at the Cheesecake Factory. So I want to add my 2 cents because this right here is a teachable moment. I keep hearing about guys going through this over and over and over. Fellas, why do you guys keep putting yourself through this? It's 2023. This isn't the 1950s anymore. We aren't living in fairy tale land. These chicks told you over and over and over for years that they're strong and independent now. Didn't y'all get the memo? Well, FJT, I'm a traditional man. Why are y'all still being traditional, bending over backwards for non-traditional women? These women have jobs now. These women aren't virgins. They told you they're liberated now. This dude right here said he waited an hour in front of her apartment waiting for her to come down. Guys, take the hint. She doesn't like you. Just move on. Don't sell your soul just because you're lonely or horny. You're only disrespecting yourself. To the guys out there that want to date but don't have much experience, man to man, check this out. I'm a guy that's dated more women than the average man. I have more experience with women than even older guys. This is not me bragging or boasting. I'm just speaking the facts. I've been with women from all different ages, backgrounds, and every shade of color that speak different languages, you name it. Man to man. Listen. If she really likes you like that, you don't have to spend money on her on the first date for her to be interested in you. Well, FJT, you gotta take her out on the date if you want to get laid. No, it ain't. You gotta take her out on a date in hopes of getting laid. Oh, well, you gotta spend at least $100 on a date to get laid. Speak for yourself. Well, you gotta spend like $40. Speak for yourself. Well, you got to speak for yourself. I'm sorry, but I'm not paying for anything. I'm not going to pay for some stranger to get to know me. Man, you know how many chicks I ran through in the past without spending a dime? Well, I couldn't tell you because I lost count my damn self. I had chicks cook for me on the first date, gave me some on the first night. I've had chicks buy me food on the first date and gave me some on the first night. There's been chicks from overseas that sat on a plane for like 16 plus hours to come see me and still gave me some on the first night. Some dude at the gym said oh, you don't have game, so you pay foreign girls to come see you. I ain't pay for shit. She paid for her own flight. She paid for her own baggage fees. She paid for her own hotel. And if she's willing to do that and things go well, maybe you could get a little something to show your appreciation. And when I bring this up, sometimes I get little comments on YouTube. Ooh, stop bragging. That's not fair. You're obviously a 6'8" Chad with a perfect jawline, right? Wrong. Listen, am I the ugliest guy in the world? I don't think so. Am I the best looking guy in the world? Absolutely not. Are there girls that find me attractive? Yes. Are there girls that rejected me in the past because they think I'm ugly? Absolutely. But you have to understand, maybe you have to be 6'8" to get girls, but I don't. Maybe you have to have the perfect jawline to get girls, but I don't. Maybe you have to have a fancy car and a perfect face to get girls, but I don't. I'm not denying all that stuff helps attract women, but not everyone has to have that. And the majority of guys will never have all of those rare features. The dating game is just going to get harder and harder. You can thank the internet, and you can also thank the simps that put these chicks on a pedestal by sending them money to see them naked or just to see a picture of their nipple that they could get online for free. Just because hundreds of other simps are doing this doesn't mean you have to as well. Control yourself. I'm not saying you have to be a celibate monk for your entire life. I'm saying to have sexual discipline. Don't be dependent on a woman's validation. Oh, FJT, I can't control it. You can't control it? Or you don't want to control it? But FJT, I need it. You need it? Or you just really, really want it? But FJT, we all need it. All men need it. All men? I don't need it. I like sex just like the next man, but I don't need it. All I need is water, food, shelter, hobbies, and a peace of mind. Nobody's putting a gun to your head forcing you to simp. Think about it. The sweet little lady you think can't do any wrong probably told you that she would never go out on a date with a guy that does this, that, and the third. I'm sorry to bust your little fantasy bubble, but behind the scenes, it's most likely a completely different story. When she says she's not that kind of girl, that means she's not that kind of girl with you. When she says she would never do that on the first night, that means she doesn't want to do that with you on the first night. Do you think she'll make her favorite male celebrity wait to clap those cheeks? You think she won't spend money on her favorite R&B singer? She made you wait months while she gave it up to a celebrity in 20 seconds. Let that sink in. And since we're on this topic, I have a confession, y'all. For the past months, I went out on some dates. I said in one of my previous videos that if I'm going to date again, it's going to be on my terms. So a while ago, I hung out with 3 different chicks. One Polish, one Latina, and one Chinese. And they were well aware I wasn't looking for a relationship. When I was with the Polish chick, we split everything 50-50. With the Latina, 50-50. With the Chinese girl, we hung out 3 days in a row and ate something every day. So for breakfast, we split everything 50-50. For lunch, 50-50. For dinner, 50-50. For dessert, 50-fucking-50. On my terms. And that's a fact. How do young dudes say it nowadays? Facts! We went 50-fucking-50. Facts! With an emphasis on that S. Facts! Guys always ask, yo, FJT, what's your secret? How do you do that? It's something called communication. Talk to these girls. Don't be afraid of them. Listen, they're going to shit test you sooner or later. That's just what they do, so be ready for it. And shit test her back. Instead of a dinner date, call her and tell her to meet you at a park so y'all can walk and talk. And don't ask her, just tell her. If she ain't with it, let her go. It doesn't take a complete stranger stuffing their face on your dime for them to get to know you better. So if she needs a bunch of free food in order to hang out with you, she don't like you like that. It's not rocket science. And if something isn't right, tell her no. You ain't gotta talk to her like a savage, but let her know you ain't going for no BS. Sure, society will call you broke or cheap or whatever. Don't fold under pressure for people that don't care about you. It's just words. And you'll have some girls not want to hang out with you. But don't be upset, because by doing that, you successfully eliminated the foodie call dates. Because if she requires you to dish out your hard-earned cash each date to sleep with you, that's called prostitution. That's called prostitution. So once again, if she's truly interested, you'll know it. I've had situations where I smashed girls for months without coming out my pocket for any dates. I'm not exaggerating either. Remember, women like sex too. Surprise, surprise. And guess what? Months after the other dates, I hung out with a different chick. We discussed what we could do together. And long story short, she's like, hey, don't worry about anything. I'm gonna take you out. I said, oh yeah? And she was a woman of her word. She paid for food, desserts, transportation. She was even trying to pay for some other stuff, but I had to tell her, like, yo, chill, that's enough. I'm good. Thank you. And she was filling up on my body at the end of the night. Facts! So she's been telling me she wants to hang out again. So if we ever do, I'll return the favor next time. But as usual, let me know your thoughts. Peace.